Thanks is Amy Emery. Hello, Miss Amy. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. Thank you.
Welcome.
We keep bringing you back because you have so many great tips for us, especially when it comes to decorating.
Well, I hope they're helpful.
They are. They really are.
And shed some light on today's subject. What are you talking
No
about?
pun intended.
Yeah.
Today I'm going to try to give a few tips on picking lamps because there, again, tons of options out there, and
They really are.
It's really hard to even know where to start. So I recommend you get all the furniture in your room laid out first. Then
And lamps at your last.
lamps should almost be
purchase.
the last thing. What you really need to know is, well, consider function first.
Yeah.
Do you need it to be an ambient soft light,
Yeah.
or do you want something that can help you read?
Or your
Sure.
main source.
Right.
I love a lamp more than like an overhead
Oh,
light.
I hate overhead lights.
You know what I mean? It just puts off such a more romantic, fun glow.
Yeah, it
It's
definitely
cozy.
creates
Cozy.
a cozier
Yeah.
environment for sure.
And a tungsten light is much better. I still love the incandescent bulbs. Sorry. I go to a dollar store and buy two for $1.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Well, then once you get everything laid out, you always have to consider, like everything else in interiors, the scale of the lamp. You don't want a lamp that's going to overpower the table that it's sitting on.
Okay.
Or
Too big for the table.
Too big for the table.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you may not even have an end table, but you still need the light. So consider floor lamps. I've got a couple options
Yeah,
here.
I can be your Vanna
You can
White
be
for
my
you.
Vanna. You know, and then another great thing you can do with floor lamp is make it a decoration. If you've got a blank corner, there's some really cool floor
Totally.
lamps out there that are kind of exaggerated and big.
I always
big
thought the ones that
shades
come
on them.
over the couch a little bit. I think
Yeah.
that looks so fun.
And, you know, lamps almost tell you the era they were from. You know, the 50s had certain type things, lamps and...
Right, and that's, you know, it's so cool because I think even so many people are incorporating a lot of retro modern design into a traditional environment. And you can take those old lamps from Grandma's house that have kind of an icky pleated shade on it.
Kind of like
and
Grandma,
update
icky and
it.
pleated. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, my grandmother was icky and
don't we
pleated.
love her?
Yeah, exactly. But then update it. You know, take something
Yeah.
and put a like more simple, clean drum shade on it, and then you basically.
So you can
have
take an
one.
old lamp and really snazz
Work
it.
out with
It's kind of
this
like a
one.
man's necktie with an old suit.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And then also consider, you know, lamps don't always have to be on a table or floor. There's wall sconces too that don't necessarily have to be hardwired. You can do them with
What
the
was
cord
that? A
covers.
sconce?
Wall
A sconce.
I
sconces.
never understood that word. Sconce?
Sconce,
Really?
yes.
That's a word.
So in bedrooms, say you have a smaller nightstand, a wall sconce is a great solution
They
because
don't take up all the
it
room.
clears off your
Mm-hmm.
bedside table, so you can put all of your, you know, bedtime rituals there instead of a lamp that
Your
takes over the whole
pills.
table.
Yeah, your pills and
pills, your
books.
iPad.
Yeah.
But then I also like to consider lamps, you know, they're kind of like a jewelry in a room. They're an accent. They're a chance to incorporate some color and some pop and some texture. One great trick is if you've got a lamp that feels a little too short or small for a space, set it up on some books.
Sure.
You know, it gives it a little bit of height and also kind of gives it that layered look that's really fun.
Yeah.
We like floor
These are my
lamps because you
favorite.
can do so much with a floor lamp. If
Yeah.
you can, where do you
can
want
put
to
it between
read?
a chair, you
Yeah.
can put it at the
You
end
don't
of
want
a
to move
table.
it every day.
Yeah. Aren't
Exactly.
those pretty, Jack? Look at those.
Yeah,
You
but
see how
look what
they're
she
on the
brought.
books?
Look at this beautiful thing here. Can you see that on TV? The bulb?
Oh, that one?
The crystal ball.
How heavy do you think that is?
I know it's heavy because yeah, it's heavy. But is it any heavier than the cinder block?
The
Amy,
concrete
show 'em-
lamp.
Show them the cinder block lamp.
It does, and I could, you know, curl that one.
Well, and you know that glass thing they made in the 40s, and restaurants had them like a cinder block, but it was glass. Can't you make lamps out of that?
Yeah,
I've
well,
seen that.
I mean, you can get creative and make lamps out of pots and planters and vases, and you even mentioned out of instruments earlier when we were
so
chatting.
she approves of a clarinet lamp.
Oh, cool.
I've
Do you-
cleared it with Amy,
you
so
can.
I know
Well,
it's
if Amy
okay.
says it's okay, then it is
Yeah.
okay. And just look how, I mean, this makes me think of fall. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Just like so cozy, just right there.
Exactly, and then, you know, the shades are an important part of the lamp, obviously, and sometimes, like I said, just updating a shade is a great idea, but make sure that your shade is about 2/3 of the height of the base of the lamp. And then you also want to make sure that it covers up all the guts, the light bulb and the
Yeah.
harp and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then just in general, this isn't always the rule, but in general, if you've got a round lamp, a round shade's going to work. If you
Okay.
have something that's more square or linear, a rectangular shade can
So
be
don't try to
a
put
good
it
option.
round on a square. That wouldn't look.
You know, you can, but if you're stuck and you want a surefire way to make it
Yeah.
work, then
Yeah.
I
She
would
knows.
say
She knows.
stick
Then
round and
do it.
square together
No
like
square
this
tables
does.
and round lamps.
I love it.
Okay.
Amy, we see your website right there, amyemery.com.
Amy,
Girl.
thanks. We learned something.
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm
That was
so
good.
If you want to make Duke Energy happy, leave the lights on all night. You know,
Oh.
when